Hello all, and welcome to a Monday post-work beer review, which I am going to dub the dragon fruit beer review, because I had dragon fruit today, and I really like dragon fruit. I was actually kind of surprised to find dragon fruit this late in the season, but hey, I'll take what small favors I have, and it was very good after my breakfast, after, my guitar lesson. So yeah, so what is it that we are reviewing? Well, I'd like to go and give a caveat that this review is probably not going to be like the best reflection on like the true character of this beer. And I'm going to complain a little bit. So I went to Kahala Marketplace, which is, of course, owned by Foodland. And I saw this on the shelf, and of course, it is 21st Amendment Brewery, and this is their 25th anniversary IPA. This is the one I originally wanted to kind of go and do the, sort of retrospective on the American craft beer industry using this beer instead of, the Mandarin Orange IPA. But I could only find what I could find at Safeway. So when I saw this at Kahala Marketplace, it's like, huh, you know, I guess I must have overlooked this, and so I picked it up, and while right after it gets run through, I go and notice like the packaging date on the six pack. It says 2/26/25. Friends, it is currently 10/27/25. And this is why I don't buy too many beers from Foodland, despite the fact that sometimes they'll be the only place carrying certain beers since they have like their own distributor. And that is because they let their beers sit on the shelf for far too long. And also to sometimes I go and question like their distributor shelving habits. So I check the shelves there at Kahala Marketplace, maybe about once a month or so. And I swear to God, I did not see anything like this, during the summer months. So around June, July, thereabouts. So I'm kind of wondering, well, where the heck was this, if it wasn't on the shelves at Kahala Marketplace? Where the heck was this beer, you know, from February, well, let's be fair, March to around September? And who knows? Was it sitting in the warehouse? Was it sitting in the back room chiller? Was it sitting on shelf, unchilled, which also Foodland has a kind of bad habit of doing with certain beers? Their craft selections, especially, I don't know why. It's like, oh yeah, there's that Thelonious Monk beer, one of their most expensive. Instead of having it in their cooler, they just have it sitting out on the shelf. you know. Um, so yeah, they need to go and tighten up their how they handle their beers, because I think both the age and other aspects will be showing on this. Okay, that complaint aside, what can we say about this? Well, the bitter irony is that they made a 25th anniversary beer, and they went out of business on their 25th anniversary. So it would have been just like the perfect juxtaposition of irony, rather than just having their random beer. But, just as an update, I keep up with like craft brewing news, and it seems like even since I've made that video, another, uh, I guess, which was it? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I think, oh yeah, I can't remember any of the names off the top of my head, but there's about 5 or 6 that have closed or gone into bankruptcy, um, or attempting to go and do like a turnkey kind of like Passover or something like that, since I did and posted that video. And yeah, and so it continues onward. But it's been 5 minutes in, And I don't think I'm going to have too much to say about this beer, so let's just go and crack it open and get to it. 7.2 ABV, and I suppose I should go and put the rest of the data on there too. 0.08029 wetness factor. I have no idea what that means. You guys can tell me. And no real verbiage other than, you know, their usual, as well as their 25th anniversary kind of stuff. I'll turn this a little bit, see if we can get more light this way. So let's go and pour this out. I'm going to be pouring into the Metager glass, because why wouldn't I? Don't get to use that glass enough, I say. Okay, so a hazy orange yellow, which is interesting because this is a West Coast styled IPA according to their own description. Pretty interesting to see it that hazy, with a thick off-white head. Redolent of citrus, dankness, some pine needle there, stone fruit, and maybe even a touch of melon as well. But generally leaning more towards the citrus side of things. Yeah, I would definitely say citrus and then pine needle and dankness as sort of second and third place there. A slight hint of that ozone note as well. Okay, onto the palate. And onto my allergic reaction, I suppose. Well, we'll see how it is today. I don't know. I haven't even like tried the beer. I've been like half stuffy all today. I guess because it's been raining, so everything's kind of blooming around campus now. Oh, did I just give away where I work? Never mind. Yeah. So a sharp bitterness up front, but not to the point where it gets kind of tannic. The level of juiciness in the mids almost makes it feel a little bit more like a hazy than a West Coast style. You know, you're sort of expecting citrus zest, not orange juice, but this is leaning more towards orange juice in the mids than citric zest. There's kind of an acrid note in the mid to finish that I associate with IPAs that have aged past 6 months. I'm not one of those like weirdos who's like, oh man, an IPA is bad after 1 month. But yeah, it definitely declines, you know, after you know the first few months, I find. For 7.2, pretty decent mouthfeel. Not really boozy. The finish and into the long finish definitely feels more like a West Coast IPA. Nice resininess there. Wish I could tell you what the top note is. I'm going to try a little bit, but like I said, I'm a bit congested. Been so all day. Yeah, it definitely comes across as juicy on the top note as well. Maybe a touch of pine hops too. You know, hoppy piney hoppiness. You know, since I haven't drank too many IPAs recently, and even though I'm saying that this has a lot of juice notes, it's not a hazy juice bomb. You know, it's still got some West Coast notes to it. I'd say this is an unremarkable IPA. Um, Other than for, you know, symbolic purposes, I suppose. American craft beer. And industry in retreat right now, I suppose I should say. It's kind of interesting because when I started this channel, oh God, was it 2012? I think it was. Or was it 2014? I don't know, 2013, 2014. Well, I mean, just the beer reviewing aspect of it. I mean, the actual YouTube channel has been around since 2007, 2008, but which I barely used. Upload maybe a random video once every 6 months or so. Um, but yeah, until I found this sort of thing, which I've been doing. But yeah, you know, I've tracked the craft beer industries. I wouldn't say rise and fall because there has been sort of a movement like that. But yeah, definitely the second rise over there. And now the decline. And I don't think it's going to disappear. I think elements of it are going to be around forever. But I mean, even in a normal marketplace, I think it would be in decline just from the way trends are going. Younger generations aren't drinking as much. Market is currently saturated. Then you add on top of that the huge thingness that is our current economy, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. Yeah, definitely getting a little bit of the congestion picking up now. But at least I'm not getting a headache or anything. Um, how much longer can I keep on doing this? You think? So I don't think you're going to be able to find this anymore. If you can, and IPAs are your thing, maybe give it a shot. It's up to you. And that is your beer review for this evening, folks. Cheers.